Ever heard of a revolution that started with a bang? This is Paris, 1789. The Bastille, symbol of oppression, is falling. The people are taking back their power. Sounds like a win, right? But there's a catch. This is just the beginning. And things are about to get complicated. Forget the fancy history books. This isn't just about kings and queens. This is about everyday people, just like you and me, pushed to their limit. Imagine not being able to feed your family. Because that loaf of bread? Yeah, that's a week's wages. Speaking of bread lines, meet the Girondins. They're struggling like most in Paris, but there's a spark in their eyes. Because whispers of revolution are filling the air. Whispers of a better tomorrow. Could this be it? Could this be their chance? And boom, the revolution explodes. The Declaration of Rights of Man. Liberty, equality, fraternity. Even King Louis XVI is forced to play along. For a moment, anything feels possible. But revolutions are like fireworks. Beautiful, powerful, and dangerously unpredictable. Look at the king's face. That's not a smile, folks. That's a man who's just lost his grip on power. And when kings fall, well, things tend to get messy. Stay with us. Can you imagine a man being called the Incorruptible? That was Robespierre before the terror. But how did this champion of the people, this lawyer fighting for the innocent, become the architect of the reign of terror? Let's rewind. It all begins with the best of intentions, or so it seems. But revolutions have a way of twisting even the purest ideals. And the French Revolution was a pressure cooker. Food shortages, political executions, whispers of enemies everywhere. It's enough to make anyone crack, right? Even Robespierre. Virtue without which terror is fatal, he wrote, his words echoing the growing paranoia. Was he losing his way, consumed by the very chaos he swore to control? Or was something else taking root, something far more calculated? Rousseau's words, ideals of a just society, a world governed by reason. Robespierre clung to those words, but look closer. What casts that shadow stretching across the pages? A dark stain on those noble ideas. It's the guillotine, a symbol of swift, brutal justice. The very instrument that Robespierre, the Incorruptible, would wield with chilling efficiency. The question is, why? Paris, 1793. The air is thick, not with the scent of perfume or fresh bread, but with the smell of fear. Gaslights cast eerie shadows on empty streets. And the only sound is the rhythmic hammering of construction, a sound that chills the soul. This is the city of lights under the reign of terror, where every whisper could be your last. Imagine you're a child, hiding under a table, clutching your favorite doll. It's late, and you hear a terrifying sound, a pounding on the door. Men's voices, angry and loud, your father's voice trying to sound calm, trying to protect you. But it's no use. They drag him away. You peek out, your heart pounding, and see only empty boots disappearing into the night. Your doll falls to the floor, forgotten. Welcome to the revolutionary tribunal, where justice is swift and merciless. Forget criticizing the government. Even complaining about the weather could land you in trouble. Under the law of suspects, anyone could be an enemy, and whispers are enough for a death sentence. The accused, the judges, the spectators, they all know it. This isn't about justice, it's about survival. And the odds? They're stacked against you. The Place de la Révolution, a stage for a macabre spectacle. The crowd gathers, eager, anxious. The guillotine looms, a silent promise of swift oblivion. The condemned arrive, their faces etched with terror, defiance, or a numb acceptance. The blade gleams, a moment of silence, then the thud, another life extinguished, another victory for the revolution, or another step towards its own destruction. Can a revolution built on fear ever truly succeed? Robespierre, at the peak of his power. He believes he's invincible, but how long can a reign of terror last? How long before the people you silence start to speak back? He's about to find out. But not everyone is convinced that more blood is the answer. This is Georges Danton, a revolutionary firebrand, once Robespierre's closest ally. But Danton has seen enough. He smells the blood in the streets, he hears the whispers of fear, and he knows this is not the revolution he fought for. You've become the tyrant, Robespierre. A clash of titans, a battle for the soul of the revolution. Will fear triumph over reason, or can Danton's voice of defiance break through the silence? Danton's fate is sealed. He faces the guillotine, not with fear, but with a quiet dignity. One last glance at his wife. A final, heartbreaking goodbye. "I will sleep in the pantheon of history," he declares, his voice echoing across the square, a challenge to the very forces that condemn him. Danton, the giant of the revolution, silenced by the terror he helped create. A tragedy, a warning, a turning point. Robespierre, alone with his thoughts, alone with his reflection. But the face staring back at him, it's changed, haunted, hollowed out by the weight of his actions. Danton's words echo in the silence. The bloodstains on his hands won't wash away. He may have silenced the opposition, but the fear he unleashed, it's a beast with a mind of its own, and it's hungry. Power, it's like a drug. A little taste, and you crave more. Robespierre, the Incorruptible, is hooked. He sees enemies everywhere. A coat rack becomes an assassin. A shadow, a conspiracy. The revolution was meant to bring freedom, but for Robespierre, it's become a gilded cage of his own paranoia. Every whisper, every accusation, every drop of blood, it only feeds the beast within. Is he truly protecting the revolution? Or is he simply protecting himself? The festival of the Supreme Being, a grand spectacle orchestrated by the man who now believes himself a god. Robespierre, decked out in a sky-blue coat and a laurel wreath, preaches virtue and reason. But the irony is lost on no one. The crowd, a sea of faces, reflects a city on edge, some enthralled, some terrified, some simply numb. Can a religion built on fear ever truly inspire faith? Or will it simply breed more fear? The National Convention. A room filled with whispers, secrets, and the ghosts of those silenced. Robespierre's voice, hoarse and strained, drips with suspicion. He speaks of enemies, of plots, of betrayals. But he names no names. Everyone is a suspect. No one is safe. Remember Danton? His fate serves as a chilling reminder. Even the most powerful are vulnerable. And in the shadows, whispered plans are being hatched. Tomorrow, the hunter becomes the hunted. The silence explodes. A dagger flashes. Accusations fly like poisoned arrows. Down with the tyrant! The revolution, like a wounded beast, is lashing out, devouring its own. Robespierre, his face contorted with rage, tries to speak, to command, to control. But his words are lost in the storm. He is seized, dragged down from his pedestal, his power stripped away, his reign of terror at an end. The monster he created has finally turned on its master. The terror is over. Or so it seems, the night of July 27, 1794. Robespierre, architect of the terror, the man who sent countless others to the guillotine, now sits defeated, a prisoner of the revolution he unleashed. His jaw shattered by his own hand, a desperate attempt to escape the fate he designed for so many. But there's no escape from the revolution. It demands its due. His allies fall with him. The terror, it seems, devours all in its path. Justice or revenge? The lines blur in the aftermath. Robespierre facing the very tribunal he once controlled. The accusations he hurled at others now echo back at him. The whispers of fear he cultivated now swirl around him. Power, it seems, is a fickle mistress. But look closer. Those faces in the crowd, those whispers in the shadows. Is this justice or simply the terror, changing masks, consuming its own creators? The Place de la Révolution, the rumble of the cart, the expectant hush of the crowd, the gleaming blade. The scene we've witnessed so many times before. But this time, it's Robespierre lying beneath the guillotine. His eyes meet those of a woman in the crowd, a mother whose son he condemned. Their gaze locks, a silent exchange of pain, anger, and perhaps a chilling recognition of their shared humanity. The blade falls. Silence. Has the revolution broken the cycle of violence, or simply created a new one? Fields of wildflowers bathed in sunlight. Life goes on, but the scars of the terror remain. Was it a necessary evil? A tragic misstep? Or a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks within us all? The ideals of the French Revolution, liberty, equality, fraternity, still resonate, but so does the shadow of the guillotine. What do you think? Let's discuss in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Let's keep the conversation going.